Would you please rise for the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, before we turn the mic over to our director, Mr. DiDio, I just want to thank everybody for being here this evening. This is our favorite time of year. In the winter, I unfortunately had to miss the concert. I had a baby, I apologize. We're back, we're very excited. I cannot wait for you all to see the progress and what's happened in the last couple months, and what an incredible group of students that we have and musicians. And we are ready to showcase all their talents, and I know Mr. DiDio will tell you a little bit about all the commitment that goes with Chamber Orchestra and how proud we are. So without further ado, it is my pleasure to introduce our Chamber Orchestra, led by our director, Mr. DiDio.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Merrick Avenue Spring Concert. It's my last concert here, so I'm retiring this year. Of course, something like that is bittersweet, particularly when you love what you do and working with children every year, years. But anyway, there's so many people to thank. I'll wait till the second song. Let's do one thing at a time. Let's play something for you, and then I'll talk a little bit more. I don't want to waste the time with me talking to you. You're here to hear them, and rightly so, they're terrific. So we're going to start with a song called Bluegrass Country. nice, light, and beautiful. As you can see, that's a tough little piece. And we're putting it at the middle school level. They came up to the challenge. You know, we've had such a tough couple of years, and a lot of programs have been slowed down a little bit. We're trying to get back online, and I can honestly say, as you just heard, this chamber orchestra is ready again. They're back. So, they're back. All right, so I'd just like to take a moment for the long-winded stuff, and I'll try to make it a little allegro. There's so many people to thank. You know, you go over your career, you go over your life a little bit, and you try to reflect on the things that are important. And you realize most of the time, it's the little things. Most of the time, it's the little things and what people do here every day, from administrators to teachers to custodians on an everyday basis, just does make the difference. And most of the time, they do it with a smile. And that makes your life a lot better, and I've seen my life improve because of it. So, administration, Ms. Dunn, Ms. Caparuso, who's the director of our music department, our AP in charge of music, you know, Mr. Assesti, and from the administrative level and top down, we're getting great motivation, and the students are doing very well. Thank you so much for what you do for us. Teachers, all my peers, there's so many to thank, and I can't thank them all directly, but my colleagues, Ms. Dana Brandwine and Ms. Katie Vertilago in band, and Mrs. Brandwine in chorus, have been really important. And, you know, the custodians, Mr. Razullo and his custodial staff, they've always been very generous with their time and assisting me wherever I needed it. I'd like to make a shout out for something that I think is important, and I know you're hearing a lot about it and you think it's important too, and that's mental health. And here at Merrick Avenue, they have one of the best special ed departments around. One of the best. Everybody, incredibly dedicated, don't know how they do it. The patience that's required on a daily basis. I try to pitch in once in a while. Our chamber orchestras from here and from Grand Avenue combine, and we do a little program for the special ed department. And it's always something that I personally see as a highlight. It gives the students a chance to give back to their peers and get a feeling for what life is like, above and below, and so how they can reach out and help somebody out while somebody's reaching down and helping them out. Special shout out to Miss Lauren Beinert. We have a mutual admiration society. You know, she runs a lot of the special programs. She has her own classes here in special ed, and she and I commiserate every year in setting up that program, and she's every year been there, and she's made it really, really special. So I'd like to thank her personally for that. Going further up, we have Mr. Harrington, our superintendent, who has been just stellar. He's been wonderful. All the motivation and the things that he's been doing here have made a tremendous difference. Our new assistant principal, Mr. Basir, I'm not sure if I'm getting that right. I have met him 4 times. Anyways, he's terrific. He's got a great smile, and I'm sorry I'm leaving. I'd like to get to know that smile again. And there's Mr. Gomez and Ms. Coney, who's our assistant superintendent of business. I know before she got that position, I was having trouble with my ed data and putting in the numbers and all of this, and she was right there with a smile to help out, and she's still helping everybody in the business department. So I'd like to thank everybody. I'm sure I'm leaving out a ton of people. One more special comment is to the elementary school teachers that have brought your students, your children to me as students. They've all been tremendous. The work that they do for 3 and 4 years, getting them ready to come up here. Miss Marcia Miller, Mr. Velsior, and we've got Mr. Beck, you know, and they're all in the multiple elementary schools from Merrick and North Merrick, and they do a great job. And I'd like to thank them personally as well. So, without further ado, I hope I haven't bored you too much with the length of it, but it means a lot to me to be able to say goodbye. Right? Okay, thank you. Our next piece. And before we begin our next piece, I want to say there's a couple of initiatives that have been started this year. One of them is by a high school student who went to school here, Miss Fiona Young. Right? Did I get the name right, last name?
Yeah,
Okay, I got it right. Fiona and her sister, on cello. Cohen has been coming practically every day. On Mondays and Tuesdays, Mondays at Grand, Tuesdays here, they have been coming in for extra help to help the NISMA students and to help everybody with chamber music and so forth from the high school with their own time. And so I'd like them to stand up and take a bow. Give them a hand, please. So this is an initiative that I think is going to continue, and it's going to be a good one. You know, when many of your children signed up for NISMA, the New York State School Music Association's performance testing, and it's a lot of work. You have to prepare solo, you have to do sight reading, you have to prepare scales. It's a lot of work, and they've come down graciously to help out with that. And all of the people who have done NISMA, I'd like them to stand now and take a bow from Grand and Merrick. Stand up, please, if you've done this. Give me a hand. And lastly, I'd say that we have, not lastly, before I go into that, I'm going to go to the Grand Avenue Exchange Program with Merrick Exchange Program. Grand Avenue students, stand up, please. Give them a hand. I have this exchange program that I created years ago so that we can get the two middle schools. Remember, for me, it's one program, two schools. They play the same music, they get the same kind of lessons, so when they get up to the high schools, they're going to be working with each other, peer relationships, and playing in a lot of the same classes. So I want them to have the same experiences. And it makes for a very nice exchange. Next week on Thursday, we have the Grand Avenue Spring Concert, and people from Merrick Avenue and our chamber orchestra will be coming over there. So let's have them stand up, please. Those of you who have talked to me about the exchange program, stand up for Merrick. So, it's great. It's a great program. Everything is becoming very, very dynamic, and I'm really sad to leave. Everything is on the mend and on the up and up and moving very forward. I left a bunch of flyers on the back there for the newest initiative, which is the arts program for the summer arts program. Did you guys get those? Okay, good. Review it, take a look. I put on the back of it a couple of the string things, but there's other things going on. You can hit that QL thing and you can find out what else is going on and the procedures to register for that. We've got so many great teachers, music teachers, art teachers, theater teachers in this district. So I hope you take advantage of that summer program, and hopefully that's something that's going to make a big bridge. I hate to see them stop for 2 or 3 months playing. You know, they should be practicing, they should be moving forward with it, but they need the incentive. And I'll tell you, this is going to be a big incentive. We've got some great teachers here. So, all right. Now, without further ado, we will go to our second number, the Barcarolle from the Tales of Hoffman by Jacques Offenbach. So, wow, our last month number here for our chamber orchestra is going to be a Lady Gaga hit mix, and we have some help from a couple of the band members. Craig, what's your last name?
Toro.
Thank you. Jordan, what's your last name?
Kaplan.
Yay. Okay, Miss Vertilago has prepared them for this, and we've had a couple of very short rehearsals, so I'm really thankful to have her and her band members participating in this now. Thank you, KDV. Okay, here we go, guys. Ready? Thank you, Paul.
real quick, before we transition, I am joined by our superintendent of schools, Mr. Harrington, and obviously Mr. Dio shared with you guys that it is his last show here at Merrick Avenue. We are certainly saddened that he's going to go. Mr. Didio has over 25 years as a dedicated teacher in education. He's been in the music industry for over 50 years, your son tells me. And real quick, if the Didio family wouldn't mind just standing up, we just want to say thank you very much for letting us borrow your dad. I know your son's here somewhere. He's hiding somewhere. Thank you very, very much. And again, Mr. Didio talked a little bit about the program and the connections he's made, and he really is the reason why we were able to bring the students from both Merrick Avenue and Grand Avenue together to create this beautiful ensemble. And that is a program that he started himself. And in addition to that, and the beautiful music the students create, I just have to say thank you so much, because his passion and love for music, he also made sure he spearheaded and brought that to our students that participate in our 15-to-1 and our 8-to-1 special ed program. And it is such a special music experience, and all kids on all sides, the kids performing and the students participating and getting this music experience, absolutely love it. It's one of my favorite days of the year, and I am so grateful to you, Mike. So this is from us at Fillmore Merrick. Still got one more show, so let's keep this going. Thank you very much, Mr. Didio.
Thank you, Ms. Dunn. Thank you, Mr. Harrington. That's very special. Appreciate that. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Is this working? Okay. Now we're going to take a moment to move to our concert orchestra. Our concert orchestra is made up of the students in the classroom, and we get together about a week or so before the concerts for a combined rehearsal. Bring all the classes together, come out here and rehearse. So I'm going to call them out on stage here now, and if you just give us a moment, we'll start the music again. Thank you. Thank you for such a gracious send-off. Appreciate it. Thank you.